hemp-derived Delta-8 products. But we need to know that THC is a healing element. So it is not just people purchasing it to get high or to use it for recreational purposes. It is also used medicinally. It is sold here in Georgia.
I know we got a whole commission that handles that.
Yes. So I just want to make sure, because we are lumping so many categories into one bill, we're now crossing territories, and we need to slow down, have a conversation, and be clear on these categories.
Okay. Thank you. Catherine Russell from the Department of Agriculture.
So, but hey, I mean, I guess small victories.
Yes, but this is not a small victory, right? Because
okay,
there were several. I'm not going to let that slide.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I'm not going to let that slide, because it is, in the grand scheme, sure, it could be one small victory, but what it took to make this happen, this was the fourth hearing that we had come to for just 1322 alone in the last couple of weeks. So we have been present in every step of this process in the last couple of weeks. So they were able to familiarize themselves with us. We proposed public amendments to the bill. We spoke with the woman who wrote the bill, Catherine, who was coming up next to give testimony. So this wasn't small. This took a lot of effort. Yolanda has driven down here hours and hours and hours to be here at the Capitol just to give testimony, her patient testimony. And we have organized community members to come out and give their testimony as well. So when we got to the hearing today, the fourth hearing, because we showed up to the very first hearing, so we did 4 because they multiplied. We showed up to 1, and we got the hearing postponed for 48 hours before the vote.
That was on the House side.
On the House side. And now we're on the Senate side, and we did the same thing, but this time it was tabled. So we showed up, we had such a large amount of public testimony that they pushed action over to a second day. And then we all showed up again, filled that out, had a ton of public testimony. And because there was an actual battle in the Senate House today of people for and against, they weren't able to make a decision. They didn't have enough information. Yeah. They needed to really look at this. And then with the combination of Representative Summers, who motioned to have this bill tabled, and it was seconded, I don't recall the woman's name, but it was
Senator Tanya. Tanya something.
Tanya.
Senator Miss Tanya. Miss Tanya.
Skin folk, if you will, seconded that motion.
She's out of Lithonia.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Tanya Anderson.
Anderson.
Gotcha.
So this is really an important victory, even though it could be small in the grand scope of things, but this is important because we learned that by participating in this process so closely and so furiously that we were able to impact change. We could have not been there. Yolanda could have not been there. I could have not been there. We could have not paid attention to this process, and 1322 would have passed unanimously, no issues. So I want to say that this,
be in the room.
You have to be in the room, and you have to have something to say. And if you can't be in the room, you support people who can be in the room. And I want to actually go ahead and give a special shout out to TH Till, who offered their lawyer to our team, and he is a criminal defense attorney.
Oh my God.
He did a fantastic job. He's a criminal defense attorney here in Georgia, and he is representing individuals who have been criminalized, legal businesses who have been criminalized and treated under the marijuana trafficking laws. And so he's like, I am literally bringing lawsuits to the government because of the way they're prosecuting. And because we brought such a broad and diverse team to the hearing, we were incredibly impactful. And so this is one victory in a series, because yes, there are more bills. We are not at the end of this. We are in the midst of the final 2 weeks before sign or die. And we still have to make sure that 1322 doesn't end up a zombie on some of these other bills. So I say vehemently that this is absolutely a victory, and we can share with our communities how we can engage in the process in a way that does impact change, because we were present, we put a huge wrench in the process. They weren't able to just pass it the way they wanted to.
Like whatever, you got to be in the room. And that's the thing with our apply pressure. And make sure you go to Georgia, www.georgiamcs.org to our call to action page, and make sure you sign up for the activist training series.
Yes.
The activist training series and stuff like that. This will be headed up by our action team coordinator, Miss Christina Flores. I'm sorry. You know, it's been a
Girl.
long day. It's been a lot
long
going
week.
on. Oh my God, yes.
Mhm.
So this was okay, yeah, I can accept this.
It's a
small
victory.
However, you already know how I am.
Yes.
I am.
And we have to move on. There's more work to do, and we can apply.
We can't stop right here.
Mm-mm.
We can't do the love and basketball with the
Ah!
we can't do that. So
Right.
this is exactly what we have to do. You have to keep pushing, and we have to keep applying pressure. And like I say, that's been our campaign this whole session. When you apply pressure, you put a little pressure on. Say, wait a minute, they're feeling something.
Yes.
And if it's nothing there, then what? Oh yeah, we're here at the bookstore too. The bookstore gallery.
Yes.
Make sure y'all support the bookstore gallery. Special shout out to them for allowing us a space to come here and
yes.
And just be free.
Yeah, and why another reason why this win is tangible, because right out front it says dispensary, right? This bill would have made it so that he couldn't advertise himself as a dispensary, despite providing products in here that people take medicinally. And so just in a tangible storefront in a place that we rely on for our activist home, they're allowed to stay under the name that stay as a dispensary, as opposed to having to switch to just a CBD or hemp store, because they do serve THC here in its many forms.
And yes, the definition of dispensary is a room where medicines are prepared and provided.
And that's exactly what happens here.
And these CBD stores have been
preparing and providing.
Preparing and providing, because before we had the dispensaries, the licensees here, we had the hemp stores that kept us above water. They kept us alive. You know, basically Georgia dropped the ball. That used to be my whole cue. Every time I go up fussing, Georgia dropped the ball on this. Georgia dropped the ball on that. But then I had to evaluate myself. Are you going down there to the Capitol? Are you going down there to testify? Are you going down to do what is everything that you could do? And I said, oh my, how do we become a hypocrite? And that's my biggest thing. I refuse to be a hypocrite. That's one of my things. That's my flaw. I don't know if it's a flaw. It's a good thing.
Yeah, but I don't really like hypocrisy, so I feel like that's cool.
That's cool. Okay. So last year is when we started concentrating. I know I was just grateful enough that I was well enough to try and go down there to the Capitol. Like right now, you know, we want to make sure that we equip all activists, advocates to go down to testify for different bills that are in favor of that could hinder cannabis and hemp. I don't know what to say. You know, it's one of those days. Yeah, to hinder the cannabis and hemp industry here in Georgia. And so we have a team. And we're grateful for our team. You know, like some of our members weren't able to come today. Shout out to you, Rashad.
Yeah, because you know he's the guy in the chair. He was the guy in the chair today.
That daggum chair. And shout out to Stanley, the crew, and all that other stuff, and everyone who came out, who's been a big supporter. Amari wasn't able to come today. Like I said, it was quite a few. You know, a lot of people have to work, and that's when they hold these different hearings, is when people are at work,
right? And
how they try to throw us off with the committees. They either schedule something real early in the morning, or they schedule it like later on. Oh yeah, shout out to Joe Mack, who is watching now on IG. So thank you, Joe, for tuning in, that kind of thing. So we're just trying to do something new. And of course, we're not going to do my testimony, but we're going to go ahead and make sure that we drop the link in the description, so that you all can go to the page yourself and watch it yourself. You know, or you can go ahead and wait for Aviva to drop the content, because she knows how to
cut and splice and make a video.
Oh my God, I love what she's doing. You know, so you know, people. But anyway, so I guess, are we done with this one?
Yeah, I feel like.
Wait, hold up. Yeah, if we are finished and stuff, so you know, I guess let me see. This is the guy right here?
Yeah, that's Tom.
That's Tom? Okay,
yes.
Cool.
And so for everyone who's wanting to participate in this process, make sure you're following the Georgia Medical Cannabis Society. You can also follow the girlplug.official on Instagram, and then find your way through our links for signing up to become to join our activist trainings, also to join our email list. So we let you know about these hearings, how you can take action. We often will send you templates for writing emails to your representatives, as well as do the legwork to provide you all of the contact information that you need. So if you are working and you cannot be at the Capitol, we have the privilege of being able to be in these spaces and when they change the times on us, we're often able to just get there to the next time frame. So you can do your work from home and show up whenever you can. And so again, make sure you're following Georgia Medical Cannabis Society as well as the girlplug.official on Instagram. So that way you can stay up to date if you want to join the work that we're doing.
So yeah, you can just go to our website, georgiamcs.org, and I guess I could add the girl plug too. But like I say, hey,
sure, later.
Because like I say, it's been a long day, and I know we got to get up out of here.
You sure do.
And I sure do. How do you know I got to get up out of here?
Been telling me I got to get up out of here too, feed myself. I haven't eaten this morning, which was not productive.
Okay, so yeah, we got to make sure we eat. So, but anyway. I guess we go ahead and shut it down. And,
yes. Thank you for following us. Thank you for showing up and watching the live. And thank you to everyone who has been supporting these efforts on 1322. And like Yolanda said, this is one victory amongst many that we need to achieve. So stay tuned for upcoming hearings on some of the other hemp legislation. What about
legislation?
Legislation
in the session.
Yeah, damn, this is hard.
Remember, we all in this together. And thank you, with Chris Brown for coming out. We tested Chris Brown. So yeah, like I said, you're going to see everyone who testified through this whole thing in the process. So hey, y'all make sure y'all
peace out.
Peace. Oh yeah, we in.
Peace out. Puff, take a puff. All that good stuff.
All right, later.